Looking like the map is about to start. You see the stats for New York. 25% on their attacking rounds, but 88% on their defenses. You see 67% for Optic Texas. On a map like Fortress, everybody in ranked play knows it's usually a free W as long as you do not allow them to get out of that trap. But Optic Texas, they tend to struggle on it. 11th on this map. They have to answer early on this one.
Absolutely. Shout out to Turtle, one of the many stats wizards in the COD scene. If Optic get swept, this would be their 5th series that's finished in the 3-0 out of their last 7. So they've been 3-0ing or they've been getting 3-0'd, trying to rewrite the script and make a play at that reverse sweep. As we said, Jake, just try to win as many maps as possible. Just get this to a game 5, and you're going to be in a way better spot when it comes in a winner's bracket for your major. But into this control we go. Optic Texas starting things off on the defensive side, and so far it has been solid for them. No ticks, no real progression at all so far for New York.
Yeah, no progression at all for New York, but at least you do have one player in Priest that's trying to stay alive in towards Art. Eventually, he does get taken down. So now New York are set up in the trap, works right into what shotzzy needs them to do as he finds 2 in towards bottom maps. And now New York just have 35 seconds to try to get out of the base. skyz the Priest to open up with 2. It can start to get out of hand. Optic needs to win a couple of these gunfights. Now New York have the opportunity to stop that clock, get over towards B.
Yeah, and Dashy, he's got the call out. I mean, Priest just runs in with no gun at all. Goes for the dolphin dive. And from there, Texas are able to adapt. They make the rotation. However, they do have 2 players inside of bottom. Cannons, Hydra, able to win that gunfight. And shotzzy hot on his heels, trying to cut away the French phenom, as Hydra will escape and is also continuing to cause problems. And with that, shotzzy eventually finds him. Meanwhile, for the Subliners, that distraction allows for them to get 1 segment. Can it be any more? Huke able to find 2. Hydra's presence allows for 1 segment, but that very well could be all that New York earn in round 1.
Oh, that's it. That's all they're going to get in this round number 1, as Optic do a great job of just setting up the trap. Even when New York had 1 player already out of that positioning, they put all their focus onto the players trying to get out still. Once they found those kills, they eventually wrapped back and found the final player that was trying to roam around towards Art. It just kept the kills going. I don't know what Priest was doing right there. Ring around the rosy. But Optic Texas, they hold strong on defense, only allowing 1 segment, now up 1-0.
He was just allowing for that left stick to fly, man. He flew into on the other side of the map when it came down to the B zone. He's doing circles over on A. Tell you what, man, I don't mind the strategies when it comes to a Fortress on offense. I tip the hat to anything and everything that people are trying to do nowadays. What is it, like a 10% win rate, I think, now, or rather, as it sits coming into the end of our Major 3 qualifiers. Regardless, we'll see what Texas can do. 1 segment for New York. Can Optic be better?
Can Optic be better is the question. But so far, New York had them in the vice grip. Put them early on into this trap. No players from Optic are able to seep their way out. So now you just have to work hard. You have to win a couple of these one-on-one gunfights that are not going to be easy. Try to exit your base. But they do have map control, so they can work with that. It's all about finding these kills from this position.
That's exactly right. Huke able to dolphin dive forward, so he'll be able to escape. How long can he last? Not very long, but thankfully for Ghosty, he's at least able to find 1. Dashy as well, able to put in a bit of damage as Priest will back up. Bruce continues to find kills. Can he make it another as Dashy, a 1-man wrecking crew, into that B zone? Can they have any bit of progress? Can they at least have something tangible? Once it comes down to these final team fights, it does not look like it. Ever so close to that B zone as they now shift focus over toward A. Can it at least amount to anything as shotzzy now pressured? New York not allowing for things to go the other way. 2 close objectives nearly captured, but NYSL there in the nick of time.
They're ready at every moment when Optic are trying to throw something at them. As New York putting a lot of pressure, not trying to give up this 1 segment. They put all of Optic in towards the trap. Huke does find 2, though. So there might be the opportunity that Optic we're looking for. But now you have to worry about the positioning of Kismet. Kismet finds 1. There's only 10 seconds left. skyz finds another. That's 3 dead. Last player farthest pushed up is going to be Dashy. He falls. All of Optic off spawn. And New York respond with a very dominant defensive round. Also not allowing that segment. So Subliners put themselves in a nice little lead.
It just feels like historically, Jay, you know, when it comes out of control, like in prior titles, whether it was Cold War or if it was Vanguard, it's like 1 segment, that's nothing. On Fortress, like that absolutely plays a factor. That absolutely plays a factor. So while it is Just simply a 1 next to New York's name. That is a sizable one at that. Is Optic Texas not able to grab anything? Kismet ending out that round 2 on a spree. We'll see if he can earn that cruise missile as he's only 1 kill away. Obviously had that when it came down to the search and destroy. We'll see if he can make it back-to-back games where he's able to earn the streak. No surprise as Optic Texas start things off nicely into these early team fights. It's just a matter of, can New York answer? Can they find the right timing? And as we said, can Kismet find that ever so interesting 6th kill?
Yeah, Kismet, he even switched to the TAC 56 in this situation just to find his final kill because he knows how impactful that cruise is going to be. Finds the kill on towards shotzzy. Now, New York, they do put themselves in a position to be super aggressive over towards this B point. Kismet is trying to maintain map control while his teammates are dropping all the way across the map. He's in the mix with the AR. Does not matter. He's still roaming. But now he's the only player farthest pushed up for the Subliners. You have to at least try to find an opening or allow your teammates to find some kills.
He is in rare territory. I mean, attack off the start of this round has basically been in the position of an SMG this entire time. Optic cannot find him, thankfully. Ghosty sweat off the brow. We finally found Kismet. Problem being for Kiz is that, well, he's able to find the kill. He earns the streak. Just rest of his teammates just simply cannot get out of spawn. No segments yet. And it does not look likely that they're going to get a single one. Over huke. Tagged up, not yet dropped. Kismet, he tries to go for the dolphin dive. He falls as well. Final 10 seconds. And this should be clean defense coming in from Texas as they're able to find 2. shotzzy there. Final 1v1. Kismet still up. There is definitely a chance.
Kismet still up. No trophy systems in play, though. So if you are Optic Texas, let's just spam it with our attacks. Let's not give up this segment. And I think they just gave up another one. So job well done already from New York. That's now 2 dead in the feed. If you are Optic Texas, you can't give up any more. You have to try to contest this. You don't want to let this one get away from you and allow New York to extend time by a minute. But Dashy and Huke, they combine for 2. Last of players from New York are still on this point. It's all on to Hydra. He drops in. New Optic in the final 10 seconds give up another 2 segments. So now you find yourself down by 3. You do win the defensive round. If you are New York, you have a cruise missile to work with. If they come out and dominate the way that they did on their first defensive round, Optic Texas is going to have a tall task ahead to try to win an attacking round in that round 5.
That's exactly right. However, the last time, though, Jake, that we did see Optic Texas play a fortress
round
control.
5.
That's right. They had a round 5 versus Minnesota where they were on attack, and they did manage to clutch up. I think it was based off of lives. Obviously, we are not there just yet, but you do have a lot of work to do. And really, I mean, hey, Dashy, 1 kill away himself from a cruise missile. Trophy in the back of the head from shotzzy. And that will not be the way that you wanted to start that one off. Dashy not able to earn the streak. And Hydra completely dominates to kick off this round number 4 on the inverse. Thankfully for shotzzy, he's able to do a bit of damage. And still look to fly away, get into base, cause some problems. And that's going to be 3 down once more for the Subliners. So great start to this round. While Dashy doesn't earn the spree, I mean, it could be shotzzy who ends up earning it now.
Yeah, shotzzy finds himself in a great position. Just stay alive in towards Art while his team is still getting that progression over towards A. It sets up the pinch for shotzzy. See, now earns that cruise. That's 3 dead in the feed. Last player up is Kismet. He does take him off for that point, but he's the last player there. The close spawns are coming in for the NYSL. But it's all about shotzzy. He's just causing them so many problems in towards Art, already on a 7th spree and still going.
You can just see, I mean, you can just see how easy it makes his teammates' lives when he's in a position like that. However, just as we call it, NYSL, as soon as they cut away shotzzy, you can see the freedom that it gives them now to just instantly challenge over at that A zone. And I'm sure now for shotzzy, Jake, not only does he want to hop on the objective, he just wants to get back in the base for Subliners, get behind enemy lines. The task, though, is that just does not happen very often. But when it does, sometimes you can earn a spree. Can shotzzy do anything with this? So you can see the trophies absolutely there. NYSL survived that streak, and now with 30 seconds left to go, as long as they don't give another segment away, they are looking good for round 5.
Yeah, shotzzy was just trying to invest that cruise missile so he can at least try to complete that last segment over towards A, but New York were ready for it. Trophies were down, and they have kept the trap going. So with only 15 seconds left, no Optic players are out of the spawn, except for one.
Shotzzy.
And shotzzy who potentially make a play right now.
In the route, he's just gonna have to find it. He's gonna have to make a play out of nothing. Hydra ends up cutting him away, but take a look at Ghosty. Ghosty has managed to make his way over at that B zone. 3 seconds on the clock and some change. He drops. And can anybody from Texas get to A? No, they will not. And in the process of the final stages of that round, not only have New York locked up defense on round 5, Jay, but I want to say Priesta ended up adding a 6th kill. So he's going to have a cruise missile running into this final round.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure New York now have 2 cruise missiles to work with. One in the hand of Kismet, one now in the hand of Priesta. You have those 2 missiles to work with, and you just have to hold strong on defense. Optic need to find something. You need to get your SMGs to roam in towards Art and cause problems like they did early on in that round. But it's all going to be about these initial fights, man. You don't want to get put in the trap early and then allow New York to use those cruise missiles to eventually close out this game. Optic need to find something right now.
They do indeed. By no means in a position to succeed, but we'll see what they can do in a spot like this. As we said, versus Minnesota, they were down.
Oh, man.
They were down coming into that round 5, but they answered in the attack. But that is not the way that you want to start off a round. A clean 4 down for NYSL as they look to answer with even more kills. Kismet now we're in a spot to try to cut them off once more. Jay, this is the worst spot that you could possibly be in. This is the spawn trap and a half right now for New York.
Yeah, and Hydra also picks up another cruise missile. So now there's 3 cruise missiles to work with on the side of New York, but they might not even have the opportunity to invest them. They're just keeping the guns up, keeping them in the trap. Optic have yet to find any openings as they're just getting cut down left and right. Hydra just staying alive in towards maps. The first cruise is going to get called in, so you get the information, but he finds himself another 2 on a 10 spree. Only 25 seconds left, and Optic are going to be out 3-0. They need to find something now.
They absolutely do, but yeah, I mean, Hydra's having fun. Like, he's just having a blast. That is now 12.
Oh my God.
Looks like players are not even shooting back. My God, here comes another cruise missile just for good measure. Kismet, you can see it with intensity on his face, actually ends up cutting down a teammate, but that will be a 3-0 in the books. And the Subliners with that W have confirmed a winner's bracket position at Major 3.
Man, what a series from New York. Talk about that opening hard point. They got the fundamentals down packed to win that rotation from P3 to P4. And then in the search and destroy, where I really think that this series got away from Optic.
Yeah.
You allowed New York to get 2 2v4 clutches, earn that cruise missile to invest it in that last round, for eventually New York to close out that one. And then in this control, it was all about the progression that New York were able to get on their attacking rounds when it came to the segments. Optic tried to do a great job of just getting themselves back into this one. But New York did everything.